So today's Monday motivation is about risk taking and specifically how we frame risk taking in our own minds. I come at this from, kind of this being what I've been struggling with, honestly, the past few days and recent weeks. And I know it might be specific to my life as an entrepreneur and the risks that are inherently part of owning my own business. But I think we can all relate to this feeling of making a decision with imperfect information and deciding to move forward and then having the outcome not be what you hoped or wanted. And I mean, I can relate to this even from, the absolute saga of having a renovation on my home go completely sideways. And I know I'm not the only one who's had that experience either. And I think if you're at all like me, then the way that I tend to frame stories like that when it's about a risk or a decision that I took that maybe had some inherent potential downsides is I do a lot of self-blaming, a lot of thinking of myself as me, I must be impulsive. I need to make better decisions. I must have been reckless. I really just have regret. I just allow a lot of feelings to seep in that take away from honoring the fact that risk taking is inherently courageous. One could one could look at the difficulty of making a decision with imperfect information as requiring bravery. Also, it's part of life, and I think I don't know where we all got the idea that things had to turn out perfectly in order to be worth living for, but I'm just realizing more and more there just isn't like a right outcome. There isn't a perfect plan. I think all along I thought I was just supposed to kind of lock myself in like those drive-through little tracks that you get in and then they polish you up and then spit you out on the other side and you're ta-da, successful. Um, so yeah, this is something I've been thinking about because I actually was recently on a podcast with an entrepreneur in Australia, and we started talking about women in entrepreneurship and how so many of us kind of struggle with the challenge of taking risks and feeling the need to plan out all the contingencies and how it feels irresponsible to jump on a risk, but there's just inherently that sense of jumping into the dark with a blindfold on. I think no matter what, no matter how many contingencies you plan out, and you're just at that point wasting energy on, on things that you can't control when you could instead be saving that energy for how you recover on the back end for whatever unpredictable things life has in store. And I know I say this a lot, but even in the situations where we feel we have control, it's really an illusion. There isn't really any such thing. So I meandered a bit, but my point of this is to say I would encourage you to see decisions that you take that feel uncertain, that risks that you take. If you're following your heart and you're chasing after your dreams, see them as courageous, see them as triumph, see them as a story of bravery rather than framing it as some impulsive, irresponsible thing that you did just because of the outcome. Because I just would like to personally make a commitment to releasing myself from the story of being impulsive and reckless and recognizing that risk is living and living um, with a free spirit, I guess. So that's my Monday motivation, and I look forward to talking to you soon.